Hello. It's going all right. I had some weird difficulties before this. One, I couldn't find my glasses, and everything's kind of dark because I have all the kind of like the windows closed so that there's no sun rays or whatever. So I'm like, I'm blind and everything's dark. So I'm like, I don't know where. But luckily, there's only like one of a couple places I can put it. But I found it. But then my camera wasn't working. But I figured it out. I figured it out. So we're here. How are you doing? I know. Yeah. It's yeah, it's different. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. I can't. Yep. I know. I don't know. Yeah. For usually at like sit down restaurants there are, but like carts like that, they never really have an alternative. They're just kind of like, well, you can get this, and you're like, nah, not really. Uh, yeah. So, I mean, is the sauce already in it, or is it like on the side? All right. So, yeah, yeah, we'll see. Um, yeah, because we are going there this weekend, but depending on how things go, we might not, because we have a little 2 year old, and if there's still a line to get in, she's not going to be able to wait, 3 hours to get in or whatever. And it's going to be kind of hot this weekend, you know. So we'll see. If not, I'll try to go some other time by myself during the week. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
They could definitely, have more shows in Galaxy's Edge and more energy, I think.
Yeah. I think I had your sound off.
Oh, no.
It's on now.
Okay. So does that mean that nobody heard what I said?
Nope. Pretty
All
much
right.
no.
Well, just in general, first of all, if you're here, please leave a comment so that we can see that you're here. Also, I just was talking about Avengers Campus
Mhm.
and that it was a dream for a Marvel fan. You know, it's a lot of fun. You can't compare it to Galaxy's Edge because it's its own thing. But the thing that I love the most about it is the energy in that, with all of the shows and all the characters roaming around. It's definitely something I think Galaxy's Edge should have. But it just really, if you get a chance to go to Avengers Campus, I think you'll have a lot of fun.
Yep.
But I didn't get on. The attraction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really want to do that, but I just could. I am never good at those lottery situations. Like I'm always bad luck, slap rock.
I mean, I do know people who have gone also that didn't get to
Yeah.
go either. So, I mean, it is kind of like a crapshoot. So, hopefully we can do it, or hoping, one, we hope we can get in so that if we have a Web Slingers reservation, that we can fast track a little bit into the Avengers Campus instead of waiting in that line to get in.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see.
Hi, Allie, and any other members of the Clark family over there. It's nice of you to join us. And definitely, you need to go to Avengers Campus.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into the news. So there is a Cruella sequel in the works at Disney. And it's no surprise,
right?
Because Cruella did so well. It's been doing so well, both in the box office and on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I still need to watch it.
I'm hoping that whatever the sequel is, that they bridge the gap between that story and 101 Dalmatians. Like, how does she become the puppy killer? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know.
Right.
I mean, that's what that's what made her famous. Was
right. I wonder if they'll ever replace Cruella in the parks with that version.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a bit of a question.
Maybe the sequel. We'll see what the sequel does. If the sequel, like you said, bridges that gap, and she's closer to the 101 Dalmatians Cruella.
Yeah.
Then maybe.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. Like her fashion would be a nice.
Yeah, I think that would be
change.
really cool to have all these fashions going on, like different kind of costumes. And things. I'm sure that the friend of Cruella would have a fun time.
Yeah.
So, anyway, yeah. So Cruella sequel under work. So there has been huge changes to the Disneyland Resort this week. Very different place from where I went last week.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, no masks, both inside and outside, for people who are vaccinated.
Right.
I don't know how they cannot ask people.
No, it's
if they're vaccinated.
It's an honor system.
Yeah, it's an honor system, and hopefully, people who are not vaccinated, are sticking with the rules.
Right. I mean, outside, I'm comfortable with it. Obviously, there's a little bit more room, so you can avoid crowds as much as possible. Indoors, I think, like me and my family are still going to wear them. Well, one's because we have a 2-year-old with us, and she's not vaccinated, and anyone who's not vaccinated should be wearing a mask. So she'll have to wear a mask, but she's 2, so if we're not wearing it, she's gonna be like, I want to wear it either. So we'll wear it.
Yeah.
One, because it's still inside, and we're still want to be careful because we do have someone who's not vaccinated with us.
Definitely.
And if we don't, she's definitely not going to. So just to make that easier on her. But it's funny. Like sometimes she likes to wear it. and then sometimes
Yeah.
she doesn't. So it's always a hit or miss thing. But yeah, like we're going this weekend, so hopefully they haven't increased the capacity too much. I know they'll probably gradually do it.
Yeah, I know that they are increasing the capacity,
Right.
but I don't know how much since when I went. I mean, when I went, it was starting to get a little more crowded,
Mm-hmm.
but it was still doable. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they are also they've also taken down the plexiglass. They're going to stop doing temperature checks as well.
Yep.
So it's changing all so quickly.
Right. And it's right now it's 6:44.
Hmm.
Wait times are not bad. Like I'm looking at the app right now. Like Star Tours is
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like Space Mountain's 35. So it's even like it's still doable, right?
Yeah.
Millennium Falcon's 25. Haunted Mansion's 13. That's an odd number.
Right.
Usually it's in increments of 5. They're like, nope, Haunted Mansion 13.
Actually, I think when it is under 20 minutes, they put 13.
That's weird.
Yeah, because 13. 13.
Is it specifically for that one? For Haunted
Yeah.
Mansion? Okay.
Just for the Haunted Mansion.
Nice.
That's what I remember. I remember somebody telling me the story.
Huh.
I don't know if it's true or not, but
It's probably because I never really see it under 20 minutes.
yeah.
So,
So
yeah.
yeah,
So it's like at this time of night usually there's more people because people are off of work, so they go. But also at the same time, it's reservations only, so I'm sure people try to go as early as possible.
mm-hmm.
But still,
Sure.
you know,
All right. Well, there has been a series of trailers that have come out this week and last week. We didn't do a show last week because I was just coming back from Disneyland and I was dead. Pretty much dead.
right?
It takes a lot out of me, I tell you.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So anyway, the first one is 20th Century Studios. Ron Goes Wrong. Ron's Gone Wrong. Sorry. And that was in the trailer was released, I think, last week. And what do you think of that trailer?
I want a Bebot.
I know, me too.
Like when I first started the trailer, I actually thought it was a commercial, and I was like, like on YouTube, sometimes you get ads in the beginning.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, is this an ad? And then I saw, I'm like, oh, I want one of these. And then I'm like, oh, this
Right.
is the thing.
Yeah.
But then I got
It looks
sad.
like it's gonna be fun. This movie.
Yeah, I was not expecting it. It looks like a good time. And probably, if it does well, there'll be some sort of Bebot, Ron bot.
Yeah.
Probably not. I mean, those things are they're like huge. They're like medium dog sized, but a little
Right.
one sit on your desk. Hopefully, they'll come up with something that looks like it.
Yeah.
So
It's interesting because this is 20th Century Studios.
yeah,
But it is not Blue Sky.
well, that's
And
right.
so I don't. It's interesting to see if 20th Century Studios will continue to do animated films. Was this a film that they had planned before? I don't know.
I mean,
but
they would have
it's-
to. I mean, animation still takes time, so this is what it had started at least 3 years ago.
Yeah, so that's
So-
why it's interesting. But I don't know. I'm for it. I'm for any kind of animated film.
Right.
And this definitely looks like it's a lot of fun, and this picks up on the latest trends of
Right.
Alexa and
I mean, that's
all the
if they made that, that's exactly what it'd be like selfie and all these
yeah.
kind of things and whatever. I wouldn't it actually wouldn't surprise me if at some point those kind of things
That,
actually become a thing,
right. I think that it will be.
and we'll be
I think
walking around with little. We're one step closer to droids,
right. Yeah, yeah. Put them on little legs and let them roll around like
right?
R2D2.
Like R two
That
D
would be awesome.
two combined with like BB-8, kind of like rolling around something.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
I'm sure it's gonna happen at some point, and
I have a feeling.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna happen too.
Right.
20th Century also released a trailer for Free Guy, and that looks like a lot of fun.
It does. Like it
And
was supposed to come out like a year ago,
right,
right? Yeah.
yeah. And for those who have not seen this trailer, it is a lot of fun. It's about this guy who is like a random character, right, in a video game,
Yeah.
and somebody tries to awaken him to see, you know, that he's living in a video game world,
Right.
and to become a hero to save this world, and yeah, it just looks funny.
Yeah. So
And,
it's
and Ryan
Ryan
Reynolds is
Reynolds.
always a lot of fun.
Right. And I did not know that Taika Waititi is in it. So
Oh, you're gotta love anything with Taika.
right, and he looks to be the I don't know like the main antagonist, but he's like the you know what I mean? Like he's like the if Darth Vader is the main antagonist or something, then he's like the Emperor. Like it's kind of in the background in this
Right,
movie.
right,
Right. But
right.
it looks fun. In these video games. This looks like from a video game gamer perspective, there's a lot of kind of your typical video game tropes in there. So I'm looking forward to just seeing it. Like, it looks fun, and it might be something I'll see in it. Well, I think it's only in theaters. I don't think they said that it would be on any kind of streaming service
Yeah,
as well. But yeah, it looks like a fun time.
definitely.
Yarp.
All right. Well, the last trailer that was released was one for Monsters at Work, and they are getting transforming the scare floor into the laughing floor, or whatever they're calling it.
Right.
And I guess there was a guy who had applied to be a scarer, and it turned out that they don't need scarer; they need laughing people to make people laugh. So he gets kind of shoved into this department. I can't remember what the department is called.
Miffed.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it stands for, but
Yeah, I can't remember.
it's basically like the maintenance something.
Right.
Something. But yeah.
And Mindy Kaling does a voice down there, and
Henry Winkler.
Fonzie. Yeah.
It was funny, like it's Fonzie, but the character looks kind of like Al.
Right. It does.
Like if
It
Al
does.
turned into a monster with one eye.
Yeah,
Is
and
that-
he
is that
kind of
nose,
voices
right?
it like Al.
That's why I'm like, when they said Henry Winkler, I'm like, who does he play? And then I'm
Right.
like, oh. And then I heard him again. I'm like, okay, I can hear it. Like he's not doing his own voice. Like he actually has a little bit of like he's doing a character.
Right.
So it's not as he doesn't stand out. It's like, oh, that's Henry Winkler.
Yeah.
But once you know it's him, you can hear a little bit of it.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
that's kind of cool. But yeah, it looks it's one of those things where when they said they're doing that, I'm like, okay, another, you know what I mean, like another Monsters Inc. So like, eh.
Yeah.
But
this
it looks
like it.
looks good. Like, and like a lot of animated series that stem from movies tend to be like no budget, kind of shortcutty. And this looks like full on production of a thing. So
Yeah. Hi, Mom.
hi, Auntie.
thanks for thanks for joining us. Yeah, I think that this is gonna. I think the nice thing is that they're introducing different characters, which
Right.
but they still have John Goodman and Billy Crystal
Right.
to kind of be there, but at the same time, these new characters look like they're a lot of fun.
Yeah. Like I'm sure, they can get John Goodman and Blake Crystal to like record at their house, like a couple lines here and there.
Yeah.
So and they know the characters, so they don't have to like, you know, go into the studio and be like, all right,
Yeah.
now act like Mike Wazowski.
Right.
Like they know it. They know he knows the character.
Exactly.
So yeah, looks fun.
Yeah. Um. Well, sadly, Ned Beatty passed away at the age of 83.
Yeah.
And Ned Beatty, in the Disney world, was most known for playing Lotso Bear from the Toy Story 3. And he was a great villain. If you close your eyes and listen to his voice, you can't really hear Ned Beatty.
No.
Because he was known for doing more comedic roles, I think. He did a lot. He did a lot of different. Yeah,
he's a great character actor. He can do
he's a great character
anything.
actor.
Like sometimes you forget that's Ned Beatty. Like you'll see him, you'll recognize a little bit, but like he's a different person every single time. It just kind of like he blends into the cast.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
My first memory of him obviously is as Otis in the Superman movies. But throughout his whole career, he did like I don't know, like close to 200 films. Like so, it's a loss. So, rest in peace, Ned Beatty.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, Epcot Space 220 restaurant has announced reopening time frame again. There's going to be a She-Hulk who will play her. What's the name of the
Tatiana Maslany?
Yeah. She was from Black Orphan, Mom. And stop shouting. She can't see, so she types in all caps all the time. All right, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, the
Space 2020.
Yeah, Space 2020. I hope that they open that restaurant because it looks so cool.
Yeah, I'm wondering if my weird vertigo thing will affect me.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
I mean, like, it probably won't be that bad because it's not like.
How do you do on Mission Space?
Oh, I'm fine.
Then you probably won't have a problem.
I mean, what's weird is like out of all of us, I'm the one who's like, let's go on it again. Where everyone's like that.
I know. But my problem was I was like, ooh, and then I'm going to press this one and this and this and this, and then my head is going all over the place.
Yeah.
And boy, I was nauseous after getting off that ride.
I remember when we first went on it, like we got on really quickly because we got there like open, and then we even got fast passes to go on it again, and no one wanted to go on it again. I'm like, let's do this, and he was like, nah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man.
That's so funny. So yeah, see, if you did well on that, then you should.
Well, because it's different for me. It's not. It's like a weird height. Kind of like I don't do well on Soarin', but I did fine on that Avatar ride.
Okay.
It's something you have to do. Like, it's this weird perception of safety, and because like on the Avatar ride, you're pretty much locked into that thing, so I feel safe. If that makes
Right.
any sense. Whereas on Soren, you pretty much got like seatbelt, so I feel
Yeah.
a little more
And,
whatever.
and you feel like you're high up.
Yeah,
And I think in the space restaurant, I mean, yes, we're definitely going to be high up, but I don't, I don't know. I don't know. I think you're going to do fine.
yeah.
You have to do fine, Rich. You have to eat there.
I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna like blindfold me and just
Yeah. Exactly. We'll just blindfold you.
just lead me in and like and I'll face away from the windows.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, new animated anthology, Kizaki Moto, Generation Fire, is going to be coming to Disney Plus on 2020 in 2022, and this is a original created films by artists from Zimbabwe, Uganda, South Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, and Egypt. And it takes a futuristic look at the African continent, uh, and will allow you to interact with the culture by featuring advanced technology, aliens, and monsters. And each episode will be approximately 10 minutes in length. Again, my hats off to Disney for again doing something that celebrates diversity, and I think that it would be really cool. And I think it's also taking off of the popularity of Black Panther and the Afrofuturistic world that um, Afrofuturistic world that they put together in that film.
Right. I mean, like, just for the one little bit of art that I saw, it
Mm-hmm.
looks really, really like they all look very, very different, but all look equally like beautiful.
Yeah,
So,
and that's pretty cool. All of these countries
right.
coming together to do this film. I can't wait. I think it's Disney is making some good choices here and there.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, Chip and Dale Park Life is going to be coming to Disney Plus starting on July 28th. And I can't wait. I love Chip and Dale so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks good. I mean, like, it's in that kind of, I don't know if they call it like
New
retro,
Mickey Mouse.
new
Yeah, like,
retro, whatever.
right.
Retro Nuevo. I don't know.
I like that. I like that term. Retro Nuevo.
Right?
Um, I think that it looks good. It looks fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah. And I love the Mickey cartoons, so I like that
Oh,
style.
those are big. Yeah, those are big. If they get like a similar kind of writing,
Mm-hmm.
I'm all set.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah,
Like I get excited every time I kind of see that style on merchandise, and it's starting to slowly creep in.
yeah.
So
I love when I see the new Mickey
yeah,
look is that 2021 the merchandise
Mhm.
all features that look,
yeah. So
and
they're
I think
getting.
that that's wonderful.
I just need. I mean, I don't want like a shirt, but I want like a new. I want a new tumbler.
Hey, here for a moment.
So,
Thank you for joining us.
hello.
All right. Well, there is breaking news. a cavalcade of Disney, Marvel, Star Wars alums are getting their stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So we got
Yeah.
Salma Hayek from The Eternals, Willem Dafoe from who was it? Togo?
To yeah.
Yeah,
the the
I couldn't remember the name of
the dog
the
sled
one with the dog
story.
sled.
That was a good movie if you haven't seen it. That was a good
Yeah,
movie. I mean, also Marvel news. He's Green Goblin.
right.
But,
Michael B. Jordan, who played Killmonger in Black Panther, Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Tessa Thompson, Valkyrie from the Thor Ragnarok, Keenan Thompson, who was in The Mighty Ducks when he was younger, Ming-Na Wen, superstar, Disney legend.
Disney legend. I mean, now
Yes, she was in Joy Luck Club. She was in uh, Agents of Shield. She's in The Mandalorian.
she's
And
she's
Mulan.
she's Disney EGOT.
Yeah, she's a Disney EGOT. I campaigned for her to get that Disney legend, and she did it. So
That's right.
And when I say I campaigned, I literally talked about it all the time on Twitter.
Hashtag Ming Na Wen.
Yes. And the final one is Carrie Fisher, who never had a star on the Walk of Fame,
Which is now finally
being rectified.
rectified. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like there's just a little bit of it where there's a monetary cost to doing it, but
10,000.
like, come on, man. It's like,
Yeah. I think she just didn't
Carrie
want,
Fisher.
to feel like, she was bigger than she was. And, I think the world, now that she's passed especially, the world needs to know that she was as big as she was. So,
Yeah.
I don't know who arranged it, if it was her brother or her daughter or both
or any number of people.
Else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thankful that they did it.
Indeed. And then she would, like for everything, like she would definitely love it, and she would joke about how now people can walk all over her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah,
So
definitely.
she would have had fun with the notion.
I think she would. She's gonna. Yeah. She's smiling.
Indeed. Can't
All
wait
right,
to find it.
Mom. This is a story for you. So Peter Jackson's The Beatles Get Back. The documentary is to debut on Disney Plus this fall. So it's coming this fall to Disney Plus.
Finally.
I think they had originally planned it for the theater, but
Yeah.
with the success of Disney Plus, they trying to get a lot of content on there.
Yeah. It's, for those who don't know, it's a documentary about the Beatles, but it's a documentary about the Beatles during the Let It Be years. The years that are typically portrayed as being like hostile, they were like didn't like each other, whatever. But Peter Jackson's version, or not version, but like what he did was he combed through all the footage from the era, but he found a way to make a documentary that actually highlighted that they were still friends, that they were still like the positivity part of all that.
Yeah.
It's a thing. It's a side we don't get ever because the story is the Beatles broke up.
Yeah.
And what caused it and all that kind of stuff. But this is more of a celebration of that era.
That's awesome.
So I am as also a lifelong Beatles fan. I am looking forward to that.
Yes, and my mom says, "Yay! Can't wait to watch."
Of course.
All right, heading into Marvel news. So Mark Ruffalo was spotted on the set of She-Hulk, and that's really exciting. Although we knew that he's going to be in there,
right?
I think somebody confirmed it somewhere. But it's fun to know that he was spotted there.
Like, I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, it probably did. It probably did.
Right?
Um, yeah, and there's also a rumor that Good Place star Jamila Jamil is going to be joining She-Hulk, and the rumor is as Titania, one of her rivals.
Yeah.
And so that would be a lot of fun. I love Jamila Jamil. She was one of my favorites in The Good Place. And so I would love to see her in She-Hulk.
Yeah.
And I could see her as Titania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping we start seeing a lot more from that production, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if like Ruffalo's already filming things, there's got to be some stuff. We've seen a little bit from Ms. Marvel.
Right.
Obviously, we saw Oscar Isaac doing his knife work and whatever, like action kind of workout kind of stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, even if it's just like Tatiana Maslany with similar with like dots all over her face and just in a motion capture kind of thing, it'd be kind of cool to just like it's happening. You know what I mean? Every time we know things are happening, right? But like once you start seeing things from these shows, like even Star Wars shows, like we'll have more stories about it later. But like there's a lot of like set cast, like seeing them on set. Even though you don't see a lot, it's just like it's happening. Like these things are happening. Like we will soon get Obi-Wan Kenobi back. We will soon get a She-Hulk on TV.
Yeah.
Right? It's like
it's so true.
Like what? Who would have like? You know, when we first saw Iron Man, I think none of us could have predicted like what was in store for us in the next decade.
Right.
But they've consistently surprised us and like treated their characters with respect, but also brought a whole bunch of characters that most people won't know. Like people know who Ant-Man is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I am excited for these next couple of years about what's going to come out of both Marvel and Lucasfilm.
Yeah, I cannot wait. Mom, this fall. It's coming out this fall.
Oh, yeah.
And we don't know though the date, so I'll let you know once it happens. Don't worry, Mom. You're covered. You're covered on this.
I'm gonna guess October.
Yeah, I think October sounds.
I'm pulling that out of nowhere, by the way.
Yeah.
Total guess. So.
Well, that's like the middle of fall, so
yeah.
I think that's kind of good.
I feel like a lot of things come out in October. That's the only thing.
ID Hung W says I just got Disney Plus and just finished watching Iron Man 1. Can't wait to watch number 2 and beyond. Yay!
Nice.
Was that the first time that you watched it? Let us know.
Yeah, like I almost envy that because like if that was the first movie you watched in the Marvel universe and you liked it,
yes.
You have a whole long library of movies to catch up on and just be amazed again. Like we had like our journey took 10 years, right? Mm-hmm. You can probably do that in a week.
In a week, yeah, if you wanted to. If you had the fortitude to watch the whole thing, though.
I would though, if you don't watch all the movies, find like on the web somewhere like the chronological order of things, just so it makes sense.
Definitely.
Or at the very least, theatrical release order. So.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Loki's opening week was the most watched Disney Plus season premiere, which doesn't surprise me because that character, Loki, and Tom Hiddleston are so popular. And I think that people were just couldn't wait to watch it. I mean, when it was announced and pushed back, people are like, what? And so I think people were definitely excited. And what did you think of it? Oh, I saw it in the theater when it first came out. Okay. But now I'm interested in Marvel and want to watch it in order. Yeah, definitely watch it in order for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. What did you think of
Loki?
the first, couple of
I enjoyed it. Like I know some people were like it started slow for them, but to me, being just a fan of everything and fan of the long form story that Marvel has been telling.
Yes.
Like just the implications of that first episode and what it kind of comments about for all the past movies, but then also opens up for the future movies, to me was it's like this is definitely kind of like the real kind of you've stepped into phase 4. I think WandaVision kind of opened that door, but like the first episode of Loki kind of solidified this is the new era of Marvel. We didn't get to do the first episode, but we'll talk about that this week.
Right.
We'll do a deep dive. So
we're going to be doing that tomorrow. Tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Tomorrow meaning tomorrow Friday.
So Friday.
We missed it last week again because I was dead. And so Tuesday. And I have a standing collaboration for the next 2 weeks on Wednesdays, so we can't do Wednesday. Next week is the last day of our collaboration, so after that we'll move to Wednesdays.
I mean, we could do at least with Friday. It gives people a chance to watch it.
True.
Right.
Yeah, I think let's just keep it on Friday.
Yeah, I think for now, and obviously once things will start airing, like multiple shows start airing at the same time, which is going to be inevitable. We'll figure that out then. But we can keep our Fridays so it gives people a chance to watch it because it comes out in the middle of the week, so maybe people don't get to.
Yes.
Like us, unlike us, who probably stay up until
midnight.
Like luckily for us, we're on the West Coast and it comes out at midnight our time.
Right.
Whereas, Disney World time, it's like 3 a.m.
Yes. Yeah.
But I know people do it, and I'm like, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But, what did you think of it?
I loved it. I mean, I love the fact that Marvel is really embracing some of its cuckoo concepts, the TVA and the whole thing. The way that they portrayed it was so funny and so cool.
Yeah.
Like there's just this giant bureaucracy. I thought that was just everybody's trying to protect the sacred timeline, and I loved the judge, and I just think that I know she's going to play a bigger part because she's a well-known actress, and I cannot remember her name. Gugu Gathra Raw or something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I can't pronounce her name, unfortunately, but she was really funny in that film. I mean that film. The episode. The show.
Yeah.
But we'll talk more in depth.
So if you want to know more about how we feel, tune in on Friday nights.
Tune in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Same time, same bad time, same bad channel.
That's the other company.
All right. Exactly. All right, now into Lucasfilm news. Uh, so there is some news about the Andor series. Robert Ems has been added to the cast. He's from Chernobyl, the movie, not the city. And he is cast along with Duncan Powell, who will reprise his role as Melshi.
Melshi.
I can't remember who that was.
Melshi was so in the scenes where Chirrut and Baze were, or no, I'm trying to think what the best one. It's Bodhi Rook, right? So they're on the ship, and Bodhi like gets a transmission saying you need to open up the something to transmit something. He was the other
Yeah.
guy on the ship with them, and he went to go
Oh.
to where Chirrut and Baze was.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
So that guy.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I might have to watch Rogue One again.
Yeah.
I did like Rogue One.
I like
honestly.
Rogue One. I mean,
Yeah.
like, you know, like it's not on one of my top Star Wars movies, but you know, that's like having to put in order the Pixar movies. Like none of them are bad,
Right.
right? But if you have to order it, something's got to have go on the bottom. And Rogue
Yeah.
One for me, only because like, look, there's like a lot of parts of Rogue One I love. I just think that some of the story suffered from whatever happened. Like I think the character of Jyn Erso should have been bigger than she became.
Yeah.
Right.
I think. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think her character suffered the most.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely want to watch it again because I can't remember some of the stuff that happened.
Indeed.
Also, Stellan Skarsgård spoke of acting in a scene with Forrest Whitaker, who played Saw Gerrera, and so it's kind of unofficially confirming that Saw Gerrera is returning to
Right. Which makes sense.
Andor. Yeah.
Right. I mean, he's become like Saw Gerrera is like the next Ahsoka, not in terms of like character, but like how often that character appears in different things.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Like he's in the Bad Batch, so
Mm-hmm.
you know, as the younger-ish version. And I can't remember if Forrest Whitaker, because Forrest Whitaker has voiced him in animation
Yeah.
as the semi-older-ish version of him. So I can't remember
Yes.
who voiced the Bad Batch version of him because he's still kind of
So
the younger
young.
version. But
Right.
you know, I'd like to relook at that. But like now that I think about it, it amazes me that there is no Saw Gerrera figure
I know, right?
in any iteration. The Rogue One version of him, the younger version of him, the Bad Batch version of him.
Yeah.
He's such a cool. He's got such a cool design. And if you do both ends of that spectrum, like it's two very different looking people. Like he looks crazy in Rogue One,
Right. For
but
sure.
yeah, I think it was a no brainer. Like he's appearing everywhere, and he's definitely part of the rebellion. So
Mm-hmm.
it just makes sense.
And then finally, it is rumored that Ben Mendelsohn will also reprise his role as Director Krennic, which also makes sense, I think,
Right. You know,
because he was such a big part of the Empire.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't he be in it?
right. And so, you know, this is the early years of the like earlyish years of the Empire. Like the Death Star obviously hasn't been made because that's Rogue One.
Right.
But Mendelsohn, Director Krennic, you know, his role early on was more like he was like the head of like the engineering group, something research group, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, like in Rogue One, his character has always been about advancing and you know becoming more important. You know, he was so hell bent on recognition and like doing whatever it took to you know just be recognized and have the power and whatever that he wasn't really he wasn't like the best person for that job, but he kind of worked his way because of his character personality. Right.
Yeah.
So like in this era of Andor, probably the earlier couple years before Rogue One, he's an opportunist, right? So it'd be interesting to see, how they portray his character, and like if we see him, doing what he does, his ruthlessness, to get to the top of whatever place they put him.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Plus, who can rock a cape better than Mendelsohn?
I know, true. Yeah, he looks good in that outfit.
Right.
All right. So there have been some leaked photos that now we're moving on to Obi-Wan news. That has a glimpse of Ewan McGregor in his Obi-Wan outfit, and it also shows a glimpse of Indira Varma in what looks like an Imperial uniform. And the gray part of that we're seeing here in Obi-Wan's thing, that's not part of the outfit, right? That's just something to put over it.
Yeah, it looks like, so there's other cast kind of pictures going around, and they all have this like dark poncho thingamajigger that they wear.
Yeah.
Because even in the one
So
with what's her face?
Indira Varma.
Yeah, like they're wearing things over their things. Like there's been also shots of like stormtroopers and whatnot.
Right.
So it's just basically wear this when you're going outside. So things like this don't pop up, but
right.
Things happen.
Well, this is exactly the reason why they want them to put these things on. So,
but I like people got excited because when you see Ewan McGregor, you can see a little bit of his sleeve, and you can see his boots. And you're just like, oh my god, there he is, and you can kind of see what his hair will look like. It just once again, it's happening. Like that picture of Ewan McGregor, that is a picture of Obi-Wan.
Yep.
Right? In 2021.
I just can't wait to see it all put together.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
Rich, it's going to be good.
Should be good times.
All right. Moving on to Indiana Jones 5. There was also some set photos revealed of Harrison Ford in costume. And this one looks like he's actually in the costume.
Yeah.
And sadly, he is looking old.
Right? You can tell you can see his age there.
Yeah, you can see his age. I think there were rumors that they're going to de-age him a little bit, but I don't know how much they can de-age him.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think this definitely has to be his last film as Indiana Jones. Like obviously we always want the star to be, to live forever, but there just comes a time when people get older, and it's inevitable.
Yeah, like I do hope that like James Bond, like Batman, like you can get other people to play, and there have been other Indiana Jones. River Phoenix, that little kid. Oh man, who's the one who played older Indiana Jones in the young Indiana Jones Chronicles?
Yeah,
that guy. Sean Patrick Flannery?
Yeah.
Is that who played him in Young Indiana Jones?
Was that him?
Something like that.
Wait, was it River Phoenix?
That was in the Last Crusade. I'm talking about the show.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But
there's a little kid, and then there's the guy from Boondock Saints. I can't remember.
I can't remember the series very well.
I'm pretty sure it's Sean Patrick Flannery is his name. So there have been other iterations of Indiana Jones. So it's not technically 100% always been Harrison Ford. So, like if they somehow at the end of this movie, you know, somehow bridge it to like we can then go back and also start telling earlier stories of Indiana Jones
Mm-hmm.
and totally recast him as something. Like I feel like the character should live on. Like I feel like Indiana Jones has a lot of stories to tell.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
So
Definitely.
we'll see. Like I do hope they do that and not reboot it. Just like keep going with stories, or just like treat it like the way you treat in James Bond,
Right.
right? So, or Batman,
Definitely.
whatever,
Yeah.
both.
Batman. All right. Well, the Book of Boba Fett has wrapped filming, and Pedro Pascal said that The Mandalorian season 3 has not started filming yet. Tamora Morrison also did an interview with Rotten Tomatoes and revealed that the Book of Boba Fett will have flashbacks spawning Empire to the Mandalorian. Nice.
Makes sense.
I'm sure we're going to find out how he got out of the Starlight Pit.
I mean, that's one of the big ones, right?
Yeah, I mean, that has to be answered.
Yeah. It's interesting that he said from Empire, so not just Return of the Jedi.
Right.
So I mean, like right now, there's a big comic book storyline where all the bounty hunters are kind of after him because he's just acquired Han Solo from Darth Vader on Bespin.
Mm-hmm.
So all the bounty hunters are want that bounty. So I need to pick that up because I think we'll talk about a little later about it. But it's very interesting and it's putting him in the spotlight again, like that version of him. And while Tamara Morrison's older and whatever, just keep Boba Fett
de-age him.
Or just keep him in the
or in
armor,
the helmet, yeah.
And then it could be anyone in there, and just have Tamara Morrison voice him,
right?
I say put Daniel Logan in the outfit. Daniel Logan is the kid who played Boba Fett in the prequels.
Oh, that would be funny.
Who, oddly enough, lives like a couple towns over because I see him post from Tustin, California, which is where we used to live.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
One, Boba Fett. Two, Ming Na Wen. So I want to see more of her.
Wait. Yeah, I definitely. As soon as they announced it, I was excited about Boba Fett because Boba Fett has always been one of my favorite characters. Just because he was so like elusive and so mysterious, and we didn't get to know enough about him before he was went into the Sarlacc pit, and
right.
Yeah, I think that this definitely will like he'll gain back some creds.
I think
because people were like, "Oh, he was so easy to defeat." He's just like, they slapped him into the Sarlacc pit, and it's like, okay, so, but he made his way out of that thing, and there's got to be a story behind that.
Yeah, people always like how I remember before, the sequels and before Disney bought Lucasfilm. And everyone who was like, Boba Fett's awesome, blah 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 blah. And then some people who didn't grow up with it or whatever, like, why?
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing we could come up with is like, look at his armor.
Yeah.
Because he does kind of go out really easily. He just like falls into the Sarlacc, and that's like it.
Right.
But I think like the Robert Rodriguez directed episode of The Mandalorian with Boba Fett, I think solidifies just how awesome Boba Fett can be.
He's totally
right.
Awesome.
So
totally awesome.
Indeed.
All right. Taika Waititi hopes that his next film after Thor: Love and Thunder will be a Star Wars film, and I hope so too.
Yeah, and when he said it, it's like one of those things where they already have. I mean, they have the showrunner. So the showrunner or the writer, the showrunner of Thor, not Thor, Loki, is the
Mm-hmm.
right is writing the Taika Waititi movie.
Yeah.
So it's already in the works. I think his statement is like they're just working out the details of it, but I think it is going to be his next movie. I think that's what it's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm looking forward to that. Like I would love a weird, quirky Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Definitely. Cool. All right. Amelia Clark weighed in on her character Kira appearing in comic books, bridging the gap between Solo and A New Hope. And she said, "It means so much. It means the absolute world. I know her backstory. I know her history. Maybe the movie didn't go to there, but that was such an honor and a privilege to be part of that universe as an actor. So then to see the character actually be taken onto the origin of all of it, bringing it on home to the family in that way, cemented in a way uh, I was not expecting it to feel as moved as I was by that. So that's cool.
Yeah. So like what I was talking about, the War of the Bounty Hunters is the comic book series that she appears in,
Mm,
um, and the big thing about it is that it answers a little bit of questions. Like she is still around at the end of Empire Strikes Back because this is when this comic book series takes place.
yeah.
So at some point, uh, and this comic's been out for a couple weeks now, so spoilers if you read the comics or don't want to know. But
Yeah. I
you
need to
know,
read this comic.
she comes into possession of
Mm-hmm.
Han, frozen in carbonite. I haven't read
Oh,
what happens there, but she at some point he's there, she's there. So
really? I did not know this.
yeah, that was what the big thing about this comic book series was like Kira is still alive at the end of Empire.
Yeah.
So that raises hope that maybe we'll see her character in some other form. Maybe she'll show up in the Book of Boba Fett in some of those flashbacks.
I would love that.
Right? That's another
Yeah.
character. I feel like her character and Jyn Erso deserved a little more.
Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
I mean, like she was good in Solo, but I feel like the end of Solo had left so many unanswered questions, and like it deserves to be told somewhere.
Yeah.
And I would obviously love to see Emilia Clarke portray Kira in live action again. Um, but if that doesn't happen, at least there's other media that can happen. But I have a feeling, I have a feeling like soon we're gonna get some news about one Lando, but two,
Yeah.
I think they've got to be thinking about a Han and Chewie adventure series
Uh,
with Alden Ehrenreich and Eunice. I mean, Eunice
yeah.
is he's like the new he's Chewbacca. Like let him be Chewbacca again.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
sure. All right. Well, the final story that we have is that we'll see the first look of Star Wars Visions, the anime-inspired series, next month at Anime Expo, and that's exciting.
Yeah, I want to see. I'm really curious to see what kind of stories they're gonna tell, because it's not like a series where it's one story. It's like an anthology, so it's gonna be a bunch of different stories
Right, like
by
Forces of
different.
Destiny or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like Force of Destiny, like yeah, but like that's one creator. This is multiple anime creators,
Creators.
so
Yeah.
I'm
So
looking
like
forward to
that
see.
Kutsuki,
Yeah,
whatever
similar
model.
to that. It's like they
Yeah.
give a whole bunch of the top anime creators, uh, a episode or something, like make a Star Wars story.
Mm-hmm.
So I am definitely looking forward to that. Like I think of it, if anyone remembers from a long time ago, when the Matrix was coming out before the sequels,
Yeah.
they did the Animatrix, which was a whole bunch of short stories in anime form, about the world of the Matrix. Like it wasn't technically about Neo or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the stories that take place in that universe. And I thought it was a good set of stories and really awesome looking anime shorts. So
Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait to see that as well.
yeah, um, hope it's good.
I'm sure it will be.
Right.
All right, well, that's it. Thank you, everybody who came in. Thank you to Two Tiny Wings. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Here for a Moment. And thank you, ID Hung W. We really appreciate your joining us. And if any of you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing to our channel. Hit the bell, and let's smash the like button on this, please. Um, you can always reach us on Twitter at CCC Disney Uni, on Instagram at Castles and Clone, and through our website at www.castlescapesandclone.com. Reach me personally on Twitter at LoJav and on Instagram at Loren and Rich. How about you, Rich?
You can find me on both Twitter and Instagram at R2Romasanta.
All right. Well, the opinions expressed on today's podcast are solely our own and do not represent the Walt Disney Company, its subsidiaries, or assets. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us, and we will see you later. Bye.
Yep. Catch y'all on the flip side.